Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. We're really excited to have you all here to kick off 2024 with the small but mighty CWCC team. We have almost all of us on the call today, so we're really just thrilled to share with you a lot about your membership and some of our upcoming programs. Before we get started, as you can see here on the screen, we'd love for you all to drop into the chat your name, title, and organization, just so we all get to know each other and who is all here with us today. We can kind of start a little bit. I'm Leah, and I'm with the Colorado Women's Chamber, and I'll introduce the team here in a moment. But really just wanted to hear a little bit more about where you all are from. Got some museum. Let's see what else. Great, American Cancer Society, love it. Our next door neighbors at the office. Some amazing Empower, great. Well, thank you all for doing that, and we're gonna just get started here this morning. So a little bit about us at the Colorado Women's Chamber of Commerce. We got started in the late 80s, so we've been around for a little bit, and our mission and direction has changed just a little bit since that time. And we also have about 300 member companies and over 2,000 individual members as part of our Colorado Women's Chamber, which means we are one of the actually largest women-centric chambers in the country. So we're super excited to have you join us as part of that mission and vision. Our overall mission is to provide women opportunities that better our community and economy, promote equity in the workplace and equality in the workplace, and help women grow their businesses and their careers. So we have a couple of different key things. So community connection and development, all kinds of things that you would find at a normal chamber, but ours, we go about it just a little bit differently, and we'll go into that momentarily. And it is our big vision to make Colorado the #1 state for women in business. So, just a small goal that we're all trying to accomplish here together. As mentioned, you have 3 of the 4 team members on the call here today. So I am Leah Caputo. I am the Senior Program Manager for the Colorado Women's Chamber of Commerce. Yahtzee Garcia, she can wave here and she'll talk to you all momentarily, but she is our Member Engagement Manager. And then Kate Hazelbaker is our Business Development Manager. So she's with us as well. And the only team member you're missing today is Simone Ross, which is our fearless leader at the Colorado Women's Chamber. You'll definitely see her at some things. She's usually around and hard to miss in some of her fancy outfits. As part of your membership, we really wanted to go over some of the benefits that you get for being a member of the chamber. And a lot of that is around our programs and events. So a big membership benefit, if you are a member of the chamber, is our peer groups. These are, as of this year, only open to our Colorado Women's Chamber members. If you're interested and you want to, see one before joining, we definitely do allow that, but this is usually just for members only. And we have 4 key groups that we call our peer groups. So they all break into a couple different subsets of our membership. So you can definitely join any if you would like or find that topic interesting, but there may be one that speaks more closely to the type of work that you do. So our first of our 4 peer groups is our Founders Forum. There's a lot of F's in that sentence there. But our Founders Forum is for those that are typically business owners that are starting their businesses, have been in business for a while, or even looking to scale their businesses. A lot of resource sharing, referrals, networking with other business owners. A great example is we had our first 2024 Founders Forum yesterday, and we did small business taxes, which even as someone who doesn't own their own small business, it was very enlightening as I focus in on my own taxes for the year as a personal taxes. So it was a really informative and interesting conversation with some experts. So our next one coming up next month, we'll really focus on knowing your numbers and focusing on P&L management for our business owners. So if that's something that's interesting, definitely do choose to attend. Women's Advancement is another peer group that we do that meets monthly. And this is a group that is addressing relevant topics for women in business, including negotiation, sponsorship, bunch of different things that impact women just holistically wherever they are in their business journey, whether that's in starting their own businesses or also to just trying to advance in their careers. We think of this more as those those personal skills that will help you professionally. So our women's advancement group next week will be meeting for the first time over the course of the year, and they actually are going to be talking about building your own personal board of directors, which is a really interesting conversation and topic with an expert that really does talk about networking and the importance of that as you scale and build your own profession. Business breakthroughs starting this year is going to be quarterly. So this is an event or a program that we do that is supposed to expose all of our membership for new ideas, innovations, and trends. As most of these, apply to the corporate setting, so it's a really great opportunity for those in the corporate space, but also too, if you're a business owner, a lot of these tips can translate into the work that you might be doing. So very similar to what our founders will be talking about in February, our business breakthroughs is really going to highlight just knowing around profit and loss statements from just general compensation or general understanding of the topic all the way to just figuring out how to navigate just finances in the professional world. We do see that that is an area that once women know more, they actually advance fairly quickly throughout their careers, which is a really great stat to know. And our newest kind of offering for our peer groups this year is our executive forum. So this is also going to be happening quarterly, and that's going to be engaging executive leaders at top level companies to listen, learn, and share experiences around timely and relevant topics. So our first of that will be in February, and that will be really focusing on corporate responsibility and what does that mean for you, your business, and how can it impact your growth of the business. So great thing about these is a lot of these will be in person. Our executive forum will actually be virtual just because the nature of that content, but most of our programs this year, we are moving back to in person to create that networking component, which we're excited about.
And I do want to add to this that Executive Forum is only available for Visionary and Elite members, but the other 3 peer groups are open to our Solopreneur, Classic, and Cornerstone members.
Great flag. Thank you, Yahtzee. Another addition to our membership benefits for those as the chamber is our committee work. So here you'll see 3 of our committees, 2 that are currently more open to the public versus 1 that we are still going to be ramping up over the first half of the year or so, and we'll be communicating once that is officially up and running. But our 2 big committees that are currently open is our policy committee, which as of yesterday is going to be in full swing. For those that are also policy nerds, the legislative session started their 120 days yesterday. So here we are back at it. That committee is really working to advance the CWCC's influence on policy and legislative issues. We do meet every other week over the course of the session, and then during off session only meet monthly. This is a virtual a committee that does meet, and during the session itself, we'll really be going over a lot of the bills that are being really discussed heavily and where it can maybe align with the CWCC mission. So this is open to most of our membership levels as well. And if you are interested in that committee, we can definitely share how to get more involved there. They also do a couple quarterly, they all do a quarterly event. And our first quarterly event for this year will be our Day at the Capitol, which is what we call International Women's Day Eve. We usually try to do it the day before International Women's Day. And last year we had about 70, 75 amazing community members join us for kickoff of the day at the Capitol. So really exciting. If you've never been in the building, it's very beautiful as well and just gives you an excuse to come down. DEI is another committee that is ramping up its presence with CWCC this year. And it's really diving into the cultural and operational changes that organizations can do within their companies or individuals can do within their companies and community at large. They are going to be opening up quarterly events as well. So this is going to be an event that is planned by or opened up to share some resources and conversation around some current trends around things in the DEI space. So a great example of that is our first one will be in February and focused on ageism and really focusing on how to overcome and integrate some new concepts to that trend that we're seeing in the DEI space. And our last here is the committee that we are going to be opening up probably later this year, which is our mission advancement. And the goal of that committee is to support CWCC membership growth and goals to really have just brand awareness out in the community and grow our membership base as well. Another big opportunity for us here at the Chamber is our additional programs or cohort-based groups. And you'll see here a couple asterisks, and those are for a couple of our programs that are partnership with our Colorado Chamber Women. I'm just having sometimes hug. I can't even do that. Our foundation for the Chamber is how they are our partners in those events and programs. So those two are our Leadership Lab and our Mentorship Program. These are two cohort-based programs that do start in the fall and they carry over through the first half or 2/3 of the year. Our Leadership Lab is a 10-month program that meets once a month for a full Friday. And it's really focusing on developing emerging leaders to influence and gain leadership skills for their community, advancement in their own professional journeys, and just expand their networks. They also too focus on solving and addressing some issues that are impacting women holistically across the workforce. So last year they had a summit that was open up to everyone in the community, and they presented findings and research on 6 different topics. So this year will be something pretty similar to that. And we created some white papers and research papers from that. It's a great group and it is open to all of our Chamber members once the application goes live over the summer for next year's cohort. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And depending on your membership level, either the leadership or mentorship program either is included in your membership or also can come at a discounted price or discounted rate. So depending on your level, it's definitely a benefit to look at. We also do have need-based scholarships available as well for both of these programs. Our mentorship program is a 6-month program that meets once a month for a few hours every Wednesday. And it's a small group mentoring for senior leaders looking to advance into the senior or executive director level, VP level at their companies in the next 2 to 3 years. We have current and past CEOs or C-suite executives in the community that come and sit on panels and do some small group discussions. And then also too, we encourage additional networking outside of that. This cohort is around 20 or so folks, and our leadership cohort is around 25 to 30, depending on the year. Powerful Voices Conversation Series is one of my favorite programs that we do over the course of the year. Just a really great way to, what I say, get to know someone from behind the bio or beyond the bio. And it's really where we bring senior, amazing women leaders from our community to talk in an intimate space around their successes, roadblocks, and really navigating their path to success. Our first of that event will be actually starting in March this year. So keep an eye out for that program. It is in person over the lunch hour and is available with an additional discounted ticket price to our members. And then there's a non-member ticket price as well. And our associate board is formerly our Young Professionals Board, as a deeper involvement in issues and advocacy for emerging leaders and young professionals. So that term for the 2024 year just started this week, but we'll be opening up applications for the 2025 Board of Directors in the August, September, so still a ways out. but they also host additional events quarterly for our community to attend. So we're really excited about their first one that they're going to be launching in April, and it's really discovering your why and getting to understand a little bit more about career navigation. So really is applicable to anyone, and is really though for put on by our emerging leaders in that space. And our last kind of big cool events programs that we do here is our signature events. I would say it's what many folks, their first exposure is to the CWCC community is through some of our signature events. Our first of that is actually coming up next month, and we had our big announcement yesterday with our keynote speaker, and we'll talk a little bit more about that specific program. But our State of Women in Business is really looking at equality and equity in the workforce, featuring data presentations on current issues. So it's really a bit different. It's a breakfast event that we do, really diving into a lot of data, which our whole team here is pretty big data nerds. So you'll find us really loving this event specifically. Our top 25 most powerful women in business is our largest signature event that we do every year. And this is going to be happening in August, where we honor 25 of the most powerful and influential and inspiring leaders throughout the community. This is a nomination-based award. And so those nominations will actually be opening here April, like mid to late spring, with announcements coming in early summer. And we are thrilled to continue to grow that event. And you can see here this lovely photo. It's just a great way for everyone to get dressed up and feel fancy as well as enjoy some really great exposure to some amazing women that you may not have heard of. And our Athena Award is our Athena Leadership Award, which we consider more of our Lifetime Achievement Award. That happens every December, and it recognizes one individual who's actively supporting and assisting women throughout their entire careers. So a great, kind of examples that we've had some really wonderful, amazing past Athena winners. And you can definitely check out some more on those great people. But similarly, that application is a nomination-based process. Applications or nominations for that will open in late fall next year.
All right. Thank you, Leah, for covering all those great programs and events. I know we just threw a lot of information over at y'all, so we'll take like a 30-second break to while I tell my help desk people that I'm in a meeting right now. I'm sure some of you saw that pop up. All right, perfect. So something we want to cover during Membership Matters is our engagement tools. Right now, you just learned a little bit more about programs and events, but how do you get registered? Once you're a member, how do you navigate these tools? I'm sure some of you who are returning members, you've seen a bunch of launches, a bunch of emails with instructions, and I know it can get a little confusing on where do I go for certain things. So I'm going to take the next couple of minutes to kind of walk you through that. Again, this is a members only area. So for those of you who are prospects or you are new, this is great. This is going to walk you through all the things you need to get set up to successfully engage with our chamber. So as you can see, we have 4 different hubs. They're all connected. They're all a single sign-on package. So once you get that first login, you'll be able to access all 4 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And just so you know, benefits do vary by membership level. I will be kind of talking a little bit more about solopreneur and classic benefits during this session. Cornerstone, Visionary, and Elite members, you do have the opportunity to request a custom on-site or virtual orientation. Again, that comes with that benefit. So I can cover that. If you're interested in me covering yours specifically at your company, please feel free to reach out. But today we are going to focus on solopreneur and classic benefits. So the first one is MC Trade. I'm sure all of you who have joined, either returning, you received an email from us being launched, or if you're a new member, you got an email from Kate letting you know you need to create a login. This is the hub for main contacts and the first step for any representative that's being added to the account. Again, this is where you'll see your open invoices, where you can update your contact information from both the organization side or your individual side. This is where we'll need you to fill in your organization demographics. So we'll ask you questions like your company size, your industry, and it's all tied to that directory that's public facing on our website. This is also a good way for members individually to check the boxes of what kind of communication you want to receive. We do have our member newsletter, and that's only one way to get communication. But for example, if you're someone who's interested in grants, you're like, I want to specifically receive any emails with any grant information, you will need to go in through MC Trade using that login, check off that box so we can target that email towards you. Because we have a lot of information as a chamber. Again, you saw we have over 300 member companies. So we do receive a lot of events and a lot of opportunities, but we want to make sure we're sending it to the right peeps. So make sure you fill that out when you log in. And just a friendly reminder, solopreneurs, you and another person is allowed to have a login. And Classic, you have up to 5 representatives, including yourself. And again, if you have any questions specifically about how you get those added, we do have a guide that is available to you in community, which I will cover in a second. But in case you can't find it or you just want a shortcut, go ahead and shoot me an email and I can send that over to you. And just a friendly reminder for main contacts and billing contacts on here, in order to fill out those member demographics or pay that open invoice tied to that renewal or that new membership, you do have to switch profiles. And again, we will be sending out a copy of this PowerPoint. So this is just a friendly reminder in case you're scrolling through. This is what the switch profile prompt is going to look like. So now that we've covered MC Trade, the next thing or the next step for main contacts is identifying your HR person to have access to our job board. This was launched again this past year. It's a great opportunity for your HR recruitment team to post opportunities, but also to have access to our resume bank. And again, as a member, you have access to it. The only difference between the membership tiers is Solopreneur and Classic. You have limited postings per renewal year. If you have any questions on that, please shoot me an email. But otherwise, you can go ahead and log in. And it's step by step. It's very easy. It'll tell you all the information it needs. And I know one common question I get is, do people need to apply through this platform? No, there is an option for you to redirect them over to your website where the posting is at. This is just a good way for you to share the opportunity to both our members and non-members, since this job board is accessible to non-members as well. And just in case any of you in here are non-members, you do have the opportunity to post your resume. You do not need to be a member to do that. Obviously, for our members, I'm not at all telling you to do so, but that opportunity is also there. I just would strongly suggest that if you are posting your resume on there, you know that your member company might see it, and you should probably use your personal email if that is something you're interested in exploring. The last piece is community. This was our last piece that we launched. The best way to describe it is a members only hub that's similar to a LinkedIn and a Facebook. You do need that login to get access to it, but this is a great way for member companies to share promotions, share events that are happening at your company. This is also a great way for you to stay involved. So for those peer groups or for those peer groups or committees, some of you might be interested in joining. And as Leah expressed, we are kind of going hybrid in terms of some events will be in person, some will be virtual, and we understand not everyone can make it. So this is the place for you to stay involved. In case you were not able to join a peer group and a resource was shared, we will be posting it on here. There is a community tour. Once you log in for the first time, it will prompt you to take it, but you can also retake it by going to the left-hand side where it says get started, and it will take you through that tour once again. Again, it's just a really exciting tool because we really want to see everyone engage with each other. We want to create accessibility for those of you who are not able to join us in person all the time. And again, for our Solopreneur and Classic members, this is just a great way to build that network through our discussion groups and through our resources. This is also a great place for you to access that resource library I referred to. We have some guides on there, again, how to add or deactivate people on that MC Trade platform, how to post a job. All those guides are accessible in that resource library. And this is for everyone. So there is no member benefit that's taken away or given. As long as you have a login, you are able to access it. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Kate, who's going to talk a little bit more about our upcoming events.
Thank you, Yachi, and thank you, Yachi, for all the hard work you put into community. We're really excited about this platform and hope that all of you will use it to start communicating with each other. This is just a snapshot of some programs we're really excited about in the next couple of months. Do not miss Town Hall, which is taking place on the 23rd. Simone, our incredible leader, will be giving us an update on kind of our agenda for this year and what we're prioritizing. Also, do not miss this will be our quarterly session of business breakthroughs on January 24th, talking about P&L management. We are data nerds over here, so of course we love that topic. Also, our newly launched, kind of rebranded Executive Forum Peer Group on February 6th. Super excited to hear from Andrea Miller at Delta Dental. So if your membership allows for that, please join us for that. And you can email me directly if you have any questions about that peer group. If you have anybody in your community who's thinking about joining the chamber, please have them sign up for the prospective member session on February 8th. We'll do an in-person kind of deep dive, very similar to this, but for people who aren't yet involved with our community, and they can learn more about what membership with the chamber looks like. And our biggest event of this quarter is on the next slide. We are super stoked about State of Women in Business. I think the slide's coming. We have Wayma Hoover is flying in to give us her strategy over implementing equity in the workplace, how that's not only beneficial to creating an inclusive environment and culture, but also how that affects your bottom line in a positive manner. Not only that, but also with turnover and whatnot. So we're super excited about this. As Leah had mentioned, this is a breakfast session, always a sellout. So if you have an opportunity, nab tickets while they are still available. We also have some table sponsorships available for this. We will also have resource tables. So if there is anything you would like to promote from your organization, there's still some availability to take part as a resource in our networking portion of this event. So that's February 29th. And then, of course, we want you to stay connected with us on all of our social channels. Please make sure that you're dialed in. And most importantly, sign up for our newsletter. Our newsletter goes out on a regular basis to not just our community, but our community outside of our community. It's another great way to highlight anything that you might have going on in your industry or with any of your leaders. So please send us things that you might want to share with our community in that newsletter. You can share them with anybody on the team. And we will pick a channel that best suits it for pushing it out into the community. I just said community a lot.
I think we're all a little tongue-tied today, Kate.
It's the first one of the year.
Yeah.
I still don't even know what day of the week it is, to be honest. I'm still in the ambiguity of Christmas to New Year's. These are our contact emails for all of us. We are, as you know, a small but mighty team. So please feel free to reach out to any or all of us if you have any question. There's anything we can help you do, whether it's from logging in, how to register for an event, or just questions about what you should be attending. So we're here for you.